For years, the lullaby I sang to my daughter every night was nothing more than our quiet ritual, a soft tune my mother used to hum to me. The kind of gentle melody that makes kids fall asleep faster and parents feel closer. It was innocent, comforting, and part of our life for so long that I never imagined it would one day expose something dark happening right under our roof. It started after we hired a new nanny, someone who came with glowing references, warm smiles, and the kind of patience you pray for when trusting a stranger with your child. At first everything seemed perfect. My daughter laughed more, played more, even looked excited when the nanny arrived, but slowly, tiny red flags began to pile up. My daughter flinched at sudden noises, hid her drawings, started sleeping with the lights on again, and avoided singing the lullaby with me even though it used to be her favorite moment of the day. I blamed stress, school, growing up, anything but the possibility that something was wrong. But one night, when I was tucking her in, she whispered the lullaby in a strange, shaky tone, almost like she was scared to get the words wrong. And then she added a line I had never taught her, a line that made no sense, almost like a message. My heart dropped. The next day, I tested it. I hummed the first part of the lullaby downstairs while pretending to clean. And from my daughter's room, I heard her repeat the new line again, quietly, nervously, as if she was following a rule someone else had given her. My hands went cold. That evening, I set my phone to record and started singing the lullaby earlier than usual. The moment I reached the second verse, I heard soft footsteps outside her door. The nanny paused, listened, and then whispered something I couldn't make out, something that made my daughter stiffen under the covers. My instincts screamed. I hid behind the hallway wall, humming the lullaby again, and watched through a crack as the nanny leaned close to my daughter, gripping her wrist just slightly too hard, and said, "If you forget the line again, you know what happens." I froze, heat rising behind my eyes, realizing the lullaby had become a control system, something she forced my daughter to sing back to her as proof she hadn't told anyone. The line my daughter added wasn't random, it was a signal, a desperate attempt to let me know. I stepped into the room and confronted the nanny, but she tried to play it off, smiling, laughing, saying we were misunderstanding her. When I told her I had everything recorded, her face changed instantly. She tried to run. I blocked the door. She shoved me hard enough to knock the lamp over and sprinted toward the stairs, but I grabbed her arm and dragged her back. We struggled, crashing into furniture, my daughter screaming for help until neighbors rushed in and held the nanny down. While I called police, when officers arrived, they uncovered everything: messages, threats, recordings on her phone, proof she'd been manipulating my daughter for weeks, using the lullaby as a code to make sure she stayed silent. The aftermath was brutal: therapy sessions, sleepless nights, moments when my daughter refused to sing anything at all. But slowly, she healed. She learned to trust again, and now, that lullaby, the same one that exposed everything, is ours. Again, she sings it proudly, loudly, without fear, because the melody that once revealed the truth also became the sound that saved her.